This video is sponsored by MusicCom. When it comes to mixing and mastering your songs to get the greatest quality possible, I believe hybrid mixing is the best method overall. So today I'm going to be showing you how I use hybrid mixing to my advantage when it comes to mixing and mastering vocals for clients and paid sessions. And let me know in the comments, are you using hybrid mixing? Are you mixing in the box? Are you mixing surely out the box? And if you do comment, you get a chance to enter a giveaway where I'm giving away either a microphone, which is a twin UAT, or a laptop, which is a razor blade laptop, or studio monitors, which are my Yamaha HS8s. Subscribe and hit that notification bell if you want more content like this. If you're new here, I'm 30 Killer Beats. What's poppin' gang? So today I'm going to be talking about why I believe hybrid mixing might be actually the best way to actually mix and master music overall. Now, with me saying this, I'm not necessarily saying you have to do this. If you want to mix in the box, that is your preferred method and you can do that. With me saying that hybrid mixing is the best way is just my opinion. However, I'm going to show you why I believe hybrid mixing is the best way to mix and master vocals, and I'm going to show you why. So let's go ahead and show you this session here where I mixed up for a client, and basically I have the main vocals hooked up to the Neve 1073. I have the Warm Audio WA1B, and also this session is also connected to the SSL Fusion. If you're thinking about getting into hybrid mixing, you're going to need at least three things. You're going to need at least an interface with enough inputs and outputs. You're going to need the gear, of course, and you're going to need a program that's going to allow you to be able to do this. So basically, the way how you set this up, the sound has to come out of the interface and back into it for it to work. So the sound is coming out of the interface from line 3, going Neve 1073 into the compressor back into line 3 on the input on the interface. So that is how it's set up. And the way how you actually use this as a plugin, you go into here and you go into inputs and outputs, in which you select which input and output you want to use. And mine is line 3. I click on line 3, which I renamed to console L. So this person sent me a paid session and they said that they recorded this straight into an interface and sent me the session, and I had the track outs and everything like that, so that's pretty good there. But we're just going to focus on the lead vocal for this video. I'm not going to go into detail how I mixed the whole song, so this is going to be a little short video. So I'm just going to show you what I actually did on this particular song, and if you want to listen to this whole song, you can hear the link in the description where you can click on that and scroll down where you can see all the other songs that I have mixed, and you'll see this song here on there. So let's get started. So I'm going to show you basically how I mix this lead vocal, and on this lead vocal there's no effects on it right now, and basically what I'm going to do is turn on the hardware with on this lead vocal and nothing else, and just turn it off first and then turn it on so I can show you how this hardware actually affects this vocal. And I have the hardware over here to the side mixed to this particular vocal, so let's go ahead and hear it without it, and then let's hear it with the hardware.
Got that love making them hip for the leg shaking. Thought shit with a bit highly motivated.
All right, here we go.
I'ma leave my J's on. I know you got your bonnet on.
You know I got my bonnet on.
About to bust some at the vibe. I'ma grow in the shore, make a running high.
All right, so as you can see, when I added the hardware into it, it gave it more body. It stuck out a little bit more. It gave it more dimension and just sounded like more detailed overall. This video is sponsored by MusicCom. If you ever wanted to find a place where there is more music creators like yourself, well, there is, and that's with MusicCom, a brand new social media platform where you can connect with other music creators like yourself. And with more people using this platform, this can be a really great thing with connecting with other creators to help fix or finish your project. And it also has their own payment system as well, where you can get paid fairly and properly. Like I said, this is a new startup company, so the more people use this, the better. Honestly, I think this is a really great option for music creators like yourself who's looking for like a studio or mixing and mastering services, where you can get on this platform and find people who need that service or people who are looking for that service. The greatest thing about this, it is absolutely free to start up and set up an account. I just made one myself, so if you want to follow me on there, link in the description. Now back to the video. So, basically what I'm going to do right here is just show you what I actually do when it comes to hybrid mixing. Things are a little bit different when you're actually just mixing in the box. Normally I would, take out around 200 to 300 hertz, like on the vocal, because that's where a lot of mud sits. But with the hardware, I decided to add that because it just gave it some warmth and some just quality a little bit. And I can just show you that real quick. So let's just go dive into that and show you how this EQ is affecting this lead vocal.
I know you got your bonnet on.
You know I got my bonnet on.
About to bust some at the vibe. I'ma grow in the shore, make a running high. We be standing outside, everybody got five.
As you can see, when I added that 220 hertz to that vocal, it definitely gave it more body and just more energy and just more detail in that low end range versus like using a plug-in is going to sound muffled for some reason. I don't know why. The hardware just sounds so good. So now, I also added some 1.6K to the vocal just to make it stand out just a little bit more. And I didn't even add some high end to the highs on this vocal because I felt like it already had enough and it was good enough. And as you can see with the compressor, this is what I did with it, and we can mess around with it too.
God, I love making them hip for the leg, shaking with a bit highly motivated.
And then turning it back on.
I'ma leave my J's on. I know you got your bonnet on.
You know I got my bonnet on.
About to bust some at the vibe.
So we can see is that with this hardware, I was able to get it to sit in a pocket where it's just like right above the music, but like not too loud at the same time. So with the hardware, and I was also able to get this super quickly as well, like with using this hardware. And I really like this WA1B. It's been really great on vocals, giving it that warmth sound and detailed sound at the same time. And I plan on doing a video about it. So let me know in the comments if you want me to do this or not. Also left the attack kind of slow a little bit and not too fast at the same time because I wanted the vocal to come through and catch those peaks later on a little bit after it kind of came through a little bit. And I can show you that when I mess around with this attack and release, how much the vocal actually comes through this compressor. So let's go ahead and hear it real quick. And as you can see with the attack and the release, you can get it to really sound in your face with just messing with these little tools here and messing around with the threshold to get it to that level that I want it to be at. And super easy. With this tool right here, I was able to get almost 80% of the job done. I haven't even de-essed the vocal or nothing. So if you want your song mixed and mastered and going through some of these exact same gears that some of your favorite celebrities have been using on their songs, then go ahead and hit that link in the description where I can help you with getting your song mixed and mastered professionally and overall sounding its best. So let's go ahead and go into that. Basically, these are the effects here that I had on just the lead vocal right here. So I started off with a R compressor, which is a really great compressor here for vocals, and basically just using a little bit of it, not too much, like a little, like 5 dB of compression. And honestly, I'm doing a little bit of compression, not too much, honestly, and we can just hear it with the on and off.
God, I love making them hip for the leg, shaking with a bit highly motivated. I'ma leave my shades on. I'ma leave my J's on.
Basically what it's doing is just taking some of my peaks that kind of came through that I left open with the Warm A1B, kind of taming those down just a little bit so it doesn't jump. The next thing I added was this vocal exciter, which is super great. I heard Drake use it. I don't know if he really does or not. I can't confirm this is true or not, but this is just what I heard. And ever since I got this plugin, it's been super great. Literally, I just turn it on and mess around with the mix knob, and that's it. And this is here with it on and off.
God, I love making them hip for the leg, shaking with a bit highly motivated. I'ma leave my shades on. I'ma leave my J's on. I know you got your bonnet on.
You know I got my bonnet on.
About to bust some.
Basically, it's like a vocal exciter. It just gets some of that high end and just lets it sparkle a little bit more. And the more you add the mix on it, the more it sparkles. So the next thing I added was a de-esser, and I added around 7,000 hertz. And around there, I felt like, because this vocal did have a lot of highs in there, around 7,000 hertz, there were some annoying frequencies in there that I really wanted to tame and take out. And I didn't take out a lot of it either, only like 2.7 dB of that. And we can just hear it real quick. See that noise right there? That just sounded really, really annoying. And I wanted to take as much, like not too much of that, but a little bit of that just to kind of shape the vocal a little bit, so some of that annoying frequencies don't jump out so frequently. And that's what I did with this de-esser. So this is off.
Motivated, I'ma leave my shades on. I'ma leave my J's
On.
About to bust some at the
Off.
vibe. I'ma grow in the show. I make a running high. We be standing outside. Everybody got.
Yeah, so it's really really minimal. Like you probably don't hear much of it. And because of this hardware, I'm doing a little bit of everything, because this hardware pretty much did 80% of the job. And yeah, that's why I really prefer hybrid mixing, because this thing does most of the work for you. And next thing I added was a L1 limiter, just to kind of tame some of the peaks a little bit and get some of the low end when he gets like super low, to kind of bring it up a little bit even more, and also cap some of the highs a little bit as well. So the next plugin is the Pultec EQ, and I really like using this because of one main thing, and that's because of this 60 hertz right here. I like to cut out around there on my vocals, because that's where the kick is going to be and the 808 is going to be punching. So I don't want that fighting with my vocal. And if you listen to a lot of like industry quality songs, they don't have a lot of low end on the vocals, because they want the 808 to hit and, you know, punch through the vocal as well sometimes. So you want to make sure you cut around 60 hertz. So that's what I did with this plugin here. And I also boosted around 8K as well, just to kind of give it a little bit more, detail. So that's what I did. So let's turn it on and off, and so you can hear what it sounds like.
Got that love, making them hit for the leg, shaking thought shit with a bit highly motivated. I'ma leave my shades on, I'ma leave my J's on. I know you got your bonnet on.
You know I got my bonnet on.
About to bust some at the vibe. I'ma grow.
So the next thing I added was a couple of reverbs. This is like a kick reverb, where it actually, kind of sounds like a really great room for the vocal. So this is dry.
Coming back like I'm Deadpool.
And then now let's add it.
Coming back like I'm Deadpool.
It just sounds like he's more of in a room, and I kind of like the way how it sounded. And when you add it with the music as well, it just actually gives it its own little pocket. The next thing I added was one of my favorite reverbs, is the Hall Black Hole, which sounds like a black hole, basically.
Coming back like I'm Deadpool. Long hair.
And another reason why this is probably like my best favorite reverb is because of this ducker and wet dry effect right here. So basically this ducker just gets the main sound going through, and then when it's done doing its sound or whatever you put through it, it'll actually bring the effect back up. So it's ducking the effect and bringing it back up when the main sound is done. So when the vocalist is done, it'll bring this up, and that's what the ducker is doing. And you could overall adjust the volume of this effect with the wet and dry tool. So that's what I do there, and this is how it sounds.
Coming back like I'm Deadpool. Long hair, don't care. Got it jumping off the dresser like Charlotte Flair. I just touched the bag, so I'm out for the season. I just don't fit scale, got a free breezy.
As you can hear, when he stops rapping, it brings the reverb up. So that's a really great effect there. Another effect that I like using is MC DSP AC202, which is a really great analog sounding VST. And also what you could do with this, the reason why I like using it is because it kind of affects the quality of the overall sound a little bit. Because sometimes with this high quality stuff, you got frequencies jumping all over the place, from the highs and the lows and stuff like that. So basically what this does is it kind of puts all the frequencies in a certain spot, and that's my interpretation of what it does sound wise. But basically this 30 right here is like full quality, 15 is like medium quality, and 7.5 is like low quality. But 15, I don't know what it does, but the sweet spot is around 15. And I got this idea from Seth. He's one of Future's previous engineers that passed away. Long live Seth. And he actually said he used this for Future's vocals and keeping it on 15. And it sounds really great, keeping it on the vintage as well. And let's just show you with this on and off and go through some of these settings so you can show you how this sounds and how that 15 actually gives it its own pocket within the music. So let's just go A/B this real quick.
Coming back like I'm Deadpool. Long hair, don't care. Got it jumping off the dresser like Charlotte Flair. I just
off,
so I'm out for the season.
On.
Don't fit scale, got a free breezy.
So if you can just really listen to it, it really affects like where the frequencies are jumping at. And 15 is a really great sweet spot for it to be in the middle. And I think the last thing that I added on here was just another de-esser where I wanted to de-ess some more frequencies around 14K just to, make sure I tame some of those high ends a little bit because it was getting a little bit of annoying. But that's what I did there. So those are those high frequencies that you barely hear, but sometimes it can get really annoying if you don't control those frequencies. So that's how you hybrid mix using plugins and hardware on a mixing section. And I prefer this method because I think it's just the best. Like, why limit yourself to just in the box? So that's just some of the effects that I'm just showing you as far as like mixing vocals during the hybrid way. My personal favorite way of mixing. If you want me to mix your song, just message me on Instagram. We could talk about it. Or you can just go ahead and hit the link in the description where you can book me for mixing and mastering your song, where I can run your vocals and your song through some legendary hardware. Let me know what other videos you guys want to see on this channel. You guys stay safe. Peace.